Hey, so a quick little helper here. So we want to make sure that our input variable is in the right spot as our output. Otherwise, when running a chi-squared, the percentages are going to be all off. It's not gonna be straightforward. So just to recap, if a question asks, does X influence or impact or predict Y, then X is going to be your input and Y is going to be your output. All right. By default, Stats IQ, the key is going to be your output, and that's just kind of default. If you ever want to change that, like you want to test a bunch of outputs with one input, you can always click this button, and that'll make the key identify as the input. Okay, but by default, it's going to be output. For the most part, you can just keep it that way unless you're going to do like a whole bunch of analyses at once, whatever. That's totally fine. Okay, but after you've run it, there's a clear way to tell if it's if you've run it as an input or an output. In this case, gender, it has this arrow pointing. That means that gender is my input and influencer category is my output. That's not what you would want to do in this question, for instance. And I can swap that the correct way by clicking this little arrow, and it swaps it. So now influencer is my input and gender is my output. And these percentages are going to be different because they're looking at the data in different ways. So as you're working on these analyses, another thing that can go wrong is, number one, make sure your input and your output are in the correct place. You're going to have your main p-value here. That one's pretty straightforward. But you're also going to look for the significant arrows for each of these categories. So no arrows here. That means that neither of these two stand out. No arrows here. Neither of these stand out. We're getting an arrow here. This is a red downward pointing arrow, which tells us that this is significantly lower than what we would necessarily expect. So something's going on with this cell. And then this one here has green arrows pointing up, which means this is significantly higher than what we would expect. So you'll need to know that, if any of these cells here are significant, those arrows will help us. The other thing is, if we click show pairwise comparison, this will help us know which categories significantly differ. So the proportions here. So let's take beauty influencer for instance. It looks like beauty and fitness don't differ because we don't have these little arrows here. They don't differ, but beauty influencer and food blogger do differ. Okay, and that's here for female. In this case, we only have two categories for our output. So we have female. If we wanted to look at if they differed for male, then we could select here and go to male, and we could see if these categories all significantly differed for male. All right. In this case, it's going to be the same thing, whatever, because we only have two categories for our input. But especially if there's more than two categories for our output, our output. If there's more than two categories, we're definitely going to make sure we're selecting the right category there to see if any of these differed in that way. So here's a quick example of one where your output has more than two categories. So we have our influencer category as a predictor, as our input, and repeat purchase as our output. We look at the p-value for significance. I won't show you that. That again is straightforward. But for show pairwise comparison, say that we wanted to look at, okay, did any of these differ in their distributions with first time buyers? Okay, so I have first time buyer here selected. Did any of them differ? I can go down the list. I don't see any arrows, so the answer is no. Beauty influencers, this didn't significantly differ between beauty and fitness or food or gamers. Like none of these significantly differed from one another. All right, but we could go to let me try occasional buyer. And here we got one arrow, which tells us that the fitness influencer and the gamer, this one and this one for the occasional buyers, these two do significantly differ. This 11 and 66%. Those do differ. Okay, so so that's how to what we do if our output has more than two categories.